So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. United Auto Workers is taking steps to unionize the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we need to talk about it. So they've said that they've signed up 1,000 workers with union authorization cards. An example of a union authorization card is here on the screen, and there's no real way to validate that they've got 30% of the plant. The factory's got about 3,800 workers as of 2020, and it's always been considered the crown jewel, as far as I'm concerned, with respect to the United Auto Workers, specifically in the South. So the United Auto Workers have had a real trouble signing up Southern automotive manufacturers, and there are quite a few. You can see here that based on population, they're really focused in like Alabama and North Carolina and South Carolina. There's some big ones in Tennessee. Fully 6% of all US made cars, light trucks, and SUVs are actually manufactured in Tennessee itself. So Tennessee is quickly becoming a very automotive friendly state. But this shift to the Southeast has left the United Auto Workers in a bit of a lurch. They've relied on the union density in Detroit, in that particular area, the Rust Belt area, to drive their union success. However, the automotive manufacturers, specifically German and Japanese auto manufacturers, have been moving into the South, and perhaps to get away from the United Auto Workers. Now, that's not, as far as I'm aware, a stated goal, but that is something that you're seeing. The United Auto Workers have been trying to organize 10 foreign-owned plants, including Hyundai, Toyota, Mercedes, Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid. And many of these are in the South or the West, away from the Rust Belt. So the United Auto Workers said that once 30% of the workers at any given plant have signed up on the union cards, the workers will go public. They've already met that mark in Chattanooga. And I'm not sure what, at 50%, the workers are going to rally their coworkers, families, neighbors, and community leaders. And then at 70, they're going to demand a voluntary recognition of the union. Now, I want to say this because there's been interesting topics. So a couple of years back, this was last year, there was a micro union of, I believe, tool makers in Chattanooga that held a union election. And as a little bit of a background, micro unions have been part of the snip snap from the National Labor Relations Board. Depending on who is in office, micro unions are acceptable or unacceptable. And currently, micro unions are acceptable. And the example I give, a very basic example, is you have a burger restaurant. You could, in theory, unionize only the cashiers and not organize the burger flippers, for example. And that wasn't the standard, until fairly recently. And so to circle back to Chattanooga, there was a group of, I think, roughly 70 tool makers that were trying to organize, and it was defeated pretty soundly. This is, again, a plant of 4,000, and this group was voted, I think it was something like 10 for the union, 70 against. I'll have to check my math on that, but roughly it was a pretty large defeat at this Chattanooga plant. So now the United Auto Workers have sought to expand their movement into the South, into Chattanooga. They've been subject to a lot of votes. There's been at least two in the 2010s. At one time, and this is probably debatable by many people, but at one time it appeared that Volkswagen was embracing the United Auto Workers. The United Auto Workers has since said that they are not embracing them, that they are not pushing forward with them, and in fact, just a couple days ago, filed a unfair labor practice against Volkswagen for their behavior at the Chattanooga plant. And so, it is at this time a allegedly contentious relationship. And so, as a result, the United Auto Workers have sought to continue to drive, specifically the organization there. Now, I will do a fuller video at the Volkswagen with respect to Volkswagen and labor unions at a later date, because I actually find that this discussion, specifically surrounding the Volkswagen Chattanooga plant, to be extremely interesting. It has a long history, and at least theoretically, you have a German organization that has embraced unions in Germany. So if anyone remembers IF Metall, which is the labor union in Germany, they're involved in many things going on around Europe, specifically labor unions. But IF Metall is now supporting the United Auto Workers and probably always has with their unionizing drive. IF Metall again is a German union, and obviously with Volkswagen being German, there's a heavy interaction there. So let me know what you think. Are you familiar with this Chattanooga plant? Do you think that the United Auto Workers will be successful this time? Leave a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.